I said at the end of the hour last week he had said something about trust or lack of trust between mothers and daughters. Feeling trusted being the key to separation, to growing up, that I had discounted as not relevant, not meaningful to me. I said that, however, it had stuck in my mind, and later that evening or the next day I had remembered a note I had made when I was making notes for my last novel. I would have made the note some time after my father died. My father's death was part of the impulse behind that particular novel, but that this note had not been about my father, but about my mother. I had looked it up, and it was interesting because it seemed to indicate some distrust or misunderstanding between my mother and me. I showed him the note. "Well, yes," he said, "there you are. Extraordinary insight." Extraordinary or not, I said, is not much help in just getting on with life. It's even counterproductive, considering that my mother is now 89. It's not as if we're going to resolve anything by confronting this. It's not so much a question of you and your mother, do you think? Isn't it a question of resolving the way you and your daughter deal with each other? Since we all carry in our minds little pieces of our mothers and fathers, isn't it possible that you may have been replicating some of this pattern with your own daughter? I said that, in fact, I had mentioned it to her at dinner the other night. She had been interested in it, but the conversation moved away from the personal into discussion of political attitudes in the 1950s. Yet it was a good beginning, he said. You could reopen it another time. The more you and she talk to each other, the closer you're going to get to this. I said that right now we didn't really know where we were with her. She had seemed very open for a period of time after she stopped drinking, but now she seemed closed again, resistant. She had at one time asked me to go to an AA meeting with her, for example, and I had gone. We had gone to church, and then to the meeting, and then met you for lunch, and it had been a very good open day. Then we got into the holidays, and she was busy, and when I asked recently if I could go to another meeting with her, she was resistant. She said it wasn't really a good idea to bring in outsiders. Frankly, I didn't even know if she was going herself. "Do you want to know how to make her go?" he asked. "Go yourself to an Al-Anon meeting. Go more than once. You have to find one with people who match your own intellectual and socioeconomic level. That's not so much of a problem in Manhattan. If she knows you're doing that, she's 90% more likely to go herself. And I think she needs a program. Psychiatry alone isn't going to do it for her." I said I had a problem with Al-Anon. "Sure, and she has a problem with AA," he said. "And you're going to say that she's the alcoholic. You're not. And I'm going to say that you're the mother of an alcoholic. And she's not going to stay on the program if she thinks you distrust it. I could even say, of course you have a problem with Al-Anon. You have a problem with groups. You don't trust them. You don't know what their agenda is. Does that remind you of your mother at all?" I said that seemed like a stretch, but I would think about it. "I'm going to assign you some homework," he said. I started out doing traditional Freudian analysis, just listening, and then I got dissatisfied with the results. So I incorporated some techniques from behaviorists. The behaviorists use homework to shortcut the process. Here's your homework. Actually show your daughter that note you showed me. Don't tell her about it. Show her, because it's quite a document. Tell her you showed it to me. And if she asked what I said, tell her I asked. If your mother's distrust of other people was reflected in your distrust of Al-Anon, see what she says. I think you might be surprised what this opens up. I said that I would see. I think what I hear in your voice is exactly what you hear in your daughter's voice when you ask her about AA.